Hi dear students, welcome to Geeta's classes. Now we are going to revise Unit 5 of Mathematics 2. Let us see, this is vector integration. So Unit 5, vector integration. I'll tell you first topics, then we'll see in detail. So first topic is line integral. That is single integral, whatever you have studied in your Unit 3. This is related to surface integral. Second one, this is related to double integral, surface integral. Then next is volume integral. This is related to triple integral. Okay. Then we have integral theorems. One is Green's theorem. Green's theorem on plane. Then next is Gauss divergence theorem. Gauss divergence theorem. Then one more is Stokes theorem. All the statements are important. We don't have proof, only the statements. And in line integral, very important topic, work done by force. Okay. And this is a conservative field and all, we'll see. Conservative field. Whether the force is a conservative field or not, we'll see. So let us see one by one. Now vector integration. So first topic, vector integration. What do you mean by vector integration? Suppose if you have a function f of t as f1 of t into I plus f2 of t into j plus f3 of t into k. So integral f bar of t means with respect to the variable dt. In this case, I into integral f1 of t dt plus j into integral f2 of t dt plus k into integral f3 of t dt. This is the meaning. Okay. So now let us see line integral. Line integral means any integral which is to be evaluated along a curve. Any integral which is to be evaluated along any curve is called line integral. See, line integral. Always remember, this should be in the anti-clockwise direction. Always line integral should be taken in the anti-clockwise direction. This is very important. Okay. Now in this we have work done by force. In line integral we have very important topic. One definite question you can expect, work done by force. Work done by force F on moving a particle from A to B. Suppose if you want to find out the work done by the force F on moving a particle from the point A to B, it is given by integral A to B F dot dr. Where what is R? It is always the position vector xi plus yj plus zk. So if f1 is f bar is f1i plus f2j plus f3k, then integral will be integral f dot will be our f dot dr. F dot dr will be, dr is dxi, dr is dxi plus dyj plus dzk. In this case, f1 dx plus f2 dy plus f3 dz. Okay. And here of course you will get three variables. Always remember, if it is single integral you can have only one variable. So if you have two variables, either you can change x to y or y to x. That is important point. And if you have three variables maximum, you have to change it to parametric equations, so that it will be, everything will be changed to a single variable t. Okay, so I'll give you one example in this. Suppose if you want to find out from integral 0, 0, 0 to 1, 1, 1. In this case, how will you find out? X minus, you find out the line joining between them. Okay, the equation of the line joining these 2 points. So x minus 0 by 1 is equal to y minus 0 by 1 is equal to z minus 0 by 1. Let us take this as a parameter t, a new variable t. Therefore, from this you can say x is equal to t, y is equal to t, z is equal to t is the parametric equation. Okay. So if the values are, if the functions are not given, the parametric equations are not given, but the points will be given. You have to find out. Suppose if this is 2, 1, 3, then what will happen? X minus 0 by 2, y minus 0 by 1, z minus 0 by 3, right? So this will become x is equal to 2t, y is equal to t, z is equal to 3t. Sometimes parametric equations will be given, sometimes they will give the points like this. You may have to find out that. Okay. And now x is equal to 2t, therefore dx you can find out is 2 into dt, and dy is equal to dt, and dz is equal to 3 into dt. Okay. And now everything in the given equation x, f bar will be a function of x, y, z only. Okay. A vector point function of x, y, z. So wherever you find x, you replace it by 2t. Wherever you find out y, replace it by t. Wherever you find z, replace it by 3t. Then proceed. Okay. This is work done by force. One important question, very important topic. Okay. Next is surface integral. Surface integral is also equally important. Without understanding these things, you cannot perform the theorems. You cannot do problems on Green's theorem, that integral theorems. Okay. So integral, suppose if we want to find out f is the given function, f dot n into ds. It is not a single integral, actually this is just integral of, okay, just find out. Now ds means it is a three-dimensional surface. Now to find out this surface integral means you can, this is double integral only. So either you have to project this s on either on the xy plane or on the yz plane or on zx plane, xz plane. Okay. So you have to project this s, project the given surface on xy or yz or zx plane. So this will become, suppose, and there is a restriction. You can project on any plane, but when you are projecting, you should get a closed curve, closed region R. Okay. Closed curve C and closed region. When you are projecting a region enclosed by a closed curve, you should get a region like this. Then only you can project it. If you are not getting this closed curve, closed region, then you cannot project on that surface, on that particular plane. That is the meaning. Okay. So now if you are projecting on the xy plane, then you will be getting double integral. Suppose if you are getting R1 is the region, then f dot n. If you are projecting it on dx dy plane, then divided by n dot k. Okay, need not be yeah, you can write bar also. N dot k. It is a unit outward normal. N vector is the unit outward normal to the surface. Now here the region R1. Similarly, if you project it on yz plane, this will become dy by dz, and n dot dy by dz means n dot I you will get. Similarly, dx dz means n dot j. Okay, unit outward normal to the surface. Xy plane means k is the unit outward normal. That is along the z line. Okay, z coordinate, it will be k. That is why it is n dot k. Right, where n is the unit outward normal. Then Green's theorem. Now we are seeing the, we are going to see the theorems on integral theorems. Green's theorem. All the statements are important. Even every single word is important in that. Suppose if you are getting R is a closed region in xy plane bounded by the curve C, and you have m, n or the continuous functions of x and y, then integral over c, because this is a closed curve, you can write like this. Integral over c m dx plus n dy is equal to double integral over r dou n by dou x minus dou m by dou y into dx dy. Always remember, line integral, when you are integrating, you should always take it in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay. Now this is on plane only, so you need not worry about the projection and all. You will be directly given the region. Okay. And where C is traversed in the anti-clockwise direction, positive direction or anti-clockwise direction. And each and every word is important in Green's theorem. Statement already we have seen. So you have to, when you are asked to write the statement, you have to write everything. What is R, what is C, what are Mn, all those things. Okay. Next is Gauss divergence theorem. Gauss divergence theorem. Gauss divergence theorem says that f bar is a continuously differentiable vector function. F bar is a vector point function, and in the region V, bounded by the closed surface S. V is like a volume, okay. Then double integral over the surface S, f dot n ds is equal to triple integral over V divergence of f into dv. You cannot write the function simply. Okay, so divergence of f into dv, where n is the external unit normal vector. Okay. Next is Stokes theorem. So Green's theorem is joining single integral, and it is finding the relationship between single integral and double integral. And Gauss divergence theorem is finding the relationship between double integral and triple integral, that is surface integral and volume integral. Next is Stokes theorem. Stokes theorem says that if S is an open surface, if capital S is an open surface bounded by a closed curve C, then and f is equal to, f vector is f1i plus f2j plus f3k, then integral over C f dot dr is equal to double integral over S curl f dot n ds. Dot n ds. Okay, where n is the unit outward normal to the surface S. Okay, this is Stokes theorem. So you should know these things also. Green's theorem is connecting, finding the relationship between single integral and double integral, and Gauss divergence, even Stokes theorem is also connecting, it is finding a relationship between single and double integral only. But here it is on the plane only. In Green's theorem, the difference is, in Green's theorem it is only, here it is not the surface, it is only the region on the plane. But Stokes theorem is capital S is any surface. Okay, and Gauss divergence theorem, it is finding the relationship between double and triple integral. Okay, these are the points you should remember. And in work done by the force, there is one more point. In work done by force, you have one more important point, that is f dot integral over C f dot dr. If this is equal to 0, then f is said to be, if suppose if f is irrotational, then integral over C f dot dr will be equal to 0. Okay, so in this case, suppose sometimes the problems will be given like this. If f is equal to some problem into some function of I function of xyz into I, some function of xyz into j, plus some function of xyz into k. And prove that integral over c f dot dr, that is what you mean by this integral over c f dot dr, work done by force, right, is independent of the curve joining 2 points. That means if it is irrotational, then it is independent of the path. If f bar is irrotational, then it is independent of the path. That is, then in this case, if f is said to be conservative. The function f is said to be conservative. So in this case, you need not find out f dot dr and all. Just prove that curl f is equal to 0. If curl f is equal to 0, then this is independent of the curve joining 2 points. Okay. In this case, if it is conservative. If it is conservative, that means you know that it is vice versa. Both are true. But if curl f is equal to 0, what do you know about this? You can find out. So if it is irrotational, f is conservative. If f is conservative, it is because it is irrotational, you can write this as f bar is equal to del phi, right? Del phi, where phi is the scalar potential. Already we have studied in the previous unit, unit 4, right? So if it is conservative, you can find out the scalar potential also. Okay, that's all about unit 5. Study well and write well. Thank you so much and all the best for your mid exams.